Ever felt invisible, as if your true worth was hidden behind a quiet smile? In a school where cruelty often masquerades as strength, one misunderstood student quietly endured a storm of ridicule. Meet Michael, a gentle soul with a hidden resilience, shaped by lessons of honor and perseverance passed down from his mentor. For years, Michael faced relentless bullying, his kindness mistaken for weakness. Yet beneath his calm exterior lay a burning determination to rise above the torment. Today, that determination begins to transform his world. As whispers and taunts echoed through the hallways, Michael's inner strength slowly emerged, setting the stage for a powerful shift. This is the story of how one young person reclaimed his dignity, teaching us that true courage isn't found in retaliation, but in the quiet act of standing up for yourself. Welcome to Acts of Kindness Stories, where every journey inspires us to recognize that kindness, respect, and resilience can redefine our lives. Stay with us as we follow Michael's remarkable path from silence to strength, and discover how sometimes, when you refuse to be broken, the world is forced to take notice. Michael's school days had always been a quiet struggle, a series of subtle battles that few ever noticed. Every morning, as he walked the halls lined with lockers and whispers, he carried with him the weight of being different in a place where conformity reigned. Michael's gentle nature and quiet determination made him an unlikely target for the school's bullies, yet there were always those who saw his kindness as an invitation to ridicule. Among them was Brandon, a popular athlete whose booming laughter and confident swagger commanded attention. Brandon and his clique believed that mocking Michael would secure their status and maintain their control over the social order. Every day, the taunts became more insidious. Michael would navigate crowded corridors with his head bowed, clutching books that were his sanctuary. His classmates would trip him in the hallways, snatch his lunch, and whisper cruel jokes behind his back. Even in moments when he tried to remain invisible, the cruelty found him. On one particularly rough day, as Michael hurried to his locker, Brandon and his friends blocked his way. With a sneer, Brandon grabbed the novel Michael held close and mocked, "What's the story this time, genius? How to be a loser in 5 easy steps." The hall filled with laughter, and Michael, his cheeks burning with humiliation, silently endured each jeer. Despite the barrage of insults and physical shoves, Michael rarely responded. He had learned that confrontation would only fuel their malicious intent. But each hurtful act left a quiet ember of resolve smoldering inside him, a determination not to be defined by the cruelty of others. Deep down, Michael remembered the lessons of strength and honor imparted by his late mentor, a revered martial artist who had once trained him rigorously. Those lessons, buried under years of suppressing his true abilities, were about to ignite a transformation. The turning point came unexpectedly during the annual school talent show, a day that had been twisted into a cruel spectacle at Michael's expense. Without his knowledge, Brandon had ensured that Michael's name appeared on the list of performers, intending to expose him on stage. As the auditorium filled, Michael sat among rows of students who were buzzing with anticipation, unaware of the looming humiliation. The stage lights flickered on and the host announced, "Next up, please welcome Michael Anderson." A wave of laughter erupted, not in admiration, but in derision. The room, once filled with harmless excitement, had transformed into an arena of mockery. Michael's heart pounded as he made his way to the stage, each step heavy with dread. Standing before a sea of faces, he realized he had nothing prepared, a stark reminder that the entire act was nothing more than a cruel prank. At the exact moment he opened his mouth to speak, Brandon's cunning plan took its final form. With a deliberate flick of his wrist, Brandon tampered with the microphone, unleashing a distorted, screeching noise that drowned out Michael's voice. The effect was immediate and brutal. The audience roared with laughter at the sound of Michael's thwarted attempt at expression, their jeers echoing in the vast auditorium. Yet, beneath the overwhelming humiliation, something shifted inside Michael. That moment, standing alone in a spotlight that exposed every insecurity, became the catalyst for change. After the talent show, he retreated to his room, the echoes of laughter haunting him as he stared at the bare walls. The pain of that day was unbearable, but it was also the spark that reawakened a long-forgotten flame. He remembered his mentor's words about inner strength, the art of self-defense, and the discipline required to transform pain into power. For years, he had held on to the belief that violence was never the answer, that fighting back would only lead to more suffering. But now, in the depths of despair, Michael decided that it was time to reclaim his life. Late that night, in the quiet solitude of his room, Michael began a silent metamorphosis. He dropped to the floor and started training, not with anger, but with a focused determination to honor the legacy of strength that his mentor had instilled in him. Push-ups, sit-ups, shadowboxing, and intricate maneuvers filled his routine. Each movement was a careful reminder of his heritage, a rediscovery of a skill set that had lain dormant. With every repetition, he channeled his humiliation into a quiet resolve, sculpting not just his body, but also his inner spirit. The physical strain was immense, but it was nothing compared to the emotional liberation he felt with every strike, every defensive move. The next day at school, a noticeable change had come over Michael. There was a new energy in his step, a calm, unwavering assurance that resonated with everyone around him. Gone was the timid student who once cringed under the weight of insults. Instead, Michael carried himself with a quiet confidence that caught even the bullies off guard. In the cafeteria, where social hierarchies had always been ruthlessly enforced, Brandon and his gang were waiting. Their eyes, once full of smug amusement, now reflected a cautious uncertainty as they observed Michael's steady approach. Brandon, refusing to let go of his role as the tormentor, sneered and remarked, "Hey, superstar, missed you at rehearsal. You're not quitting showbiz, are you?" The familiar chorus of laughter erupted, expecting Michael's usual silent submission. But this time, Michael did not retreat into silence. He simply looked at Brandon with an expression that was both calm and challenging, as if daring him to repeat his cruelty. For a moment, the cafeteria fell into an uneasy silence. Brandon, confused by Michael's composed demeanor, pushed further with a mocking gesture, grabbing Michael's tray and flipping its contents onto his lap. The crowd gasped, the familiar scene of humiliation replaying itself. However, instead of crumbling under the weight of Brandon's antics, Michael rose slowly, each movement deliberate and unhurried. His eyes, once filled with shame, now glimmered with a quiet strength. He faced Brandon and in a voice that was both gentle and firm said, "Hit me." In that instant, the entire room seemed to hold its breath. Brandon's confident facade wavered, replaced by uncertainty. The bully, whose entire identity had been built on overpowering others, found himself momentarily at a loss. His challenge, intended to provoke a reaction, now hung in the air like an open invitation for Michael to demonstrate his newfound resolve. Brandon's fists tightened as he hesitated, his mind racing to reconcile the image of Michael, the quiet, harmless kid, with a fearless glimmer now present in his eyes. What followed was a display of precision and control that left everyone in the cafeteria in awe. Brandon swung his arm, but Michael moved with the agility of a practiced martial artist, dodging the punch with an effortless grace. In a matter of seconds, the confrontation escalated from verbal taunts to a physical duel. Michael's movements were measured, each step and counterstrike executed with the calm confidence of someone who had truly embraced his inner strength. Rather than using brute force, he employed calculated techniques that not only deflected Brandon's attacks but also rendered them ineffective. The clash was not a wild brawl. It was a carefully orchestrated dance of skill and discipline. Michael's training was evident in every move. As Brandon's aggressive swings fell short, Michael responded with subtle maneuvers. A precise sidestep here, a swift block there, each action drawing from the deep reservoir of lessons passed down by his mentor. The transformation was profound. The once overlooked student now held his own against the school's most notorious bully, his movements speaking volumes about resilience and self-respect. As the duel reached its peak, Michael executed a sweeping maneuver that sent Brandon crashing to the ground. The cafeteria, which had previously been filled with mocking laughter, fell into an almost reverent silence. In that charged moment, it wasn't just about a physical victory. It was the triumph of dignity over humiliation, of quiet perseverance over the cruelty of unchecked power. Michael's measured approach, rooted in years of disciplined training, was a testament to the idea that true strength comes not from aggression, but from the courage to stand up for oneself without stooping to the level of the aggressor. Brandon, now on the ground and reeling from the impact, experienced a profound shift. For the first time, he felt a sense of vulnerability, a taste of the very fear and helplessness he had inflicted on Michael for so long. His eyes, once brimming with the arrogance of invincibility, now revealed the stark reality of his own limitations. The bully who had once ruled the school with an iron fist was now forced to confront the consequences of his actions. His loss was not just physical. It was an emotional reckoning that challenged the very foundation of his identity. In the aftermath of the confrontation, whispers began to ripple through the hallways. Students who had once dismissed Michael as a timid bystander now looked at him with a mixture of admiration and newfound respect. The transformation was undeniable. Michael was no longer just the quiet kid who blended into the background. He had become a symbol of resilience, a living example of how inner strength can defy even the most relentless bullying. Michael's journey was far from simple. The scars of past humiliations did not vanish overnight, nor did the hurt inflicted by years of unchallenged torment. However, with each step he took, Michael reaffirmed his commitment to a path defined by respect, self-worth, and the courage to face adversity head-on. His actions in the cafeteria, marked by a calm yet resolute demeanor, sent a clear message to everyone watching. True strength is measured by one's ability to rise above the darkness of cruelty without surrendering one's own humanity. As Michael continued to navigate the complexities of high school life, his story served as an ongoing lesson for both his peers and his adversaries. His journey was not about revenge or a desire to dominate. It was about reclaiming the power that bullies thought they had stolen. Each challenge he faced became an opportunity to embody the principles of discipline, integrity, and compassion, principles that were deeply woven into the fabric of his being through years of dedicated training and personal reflection. In the hallways of his school, where the echoes of past insults gradually gave way to murmurs of respect, Michael's transformation resonated as a beacon of hope. His steadfast refusal to be defined by the cruelty of others was a powerful reminder that every individual possesses the ability to transform pain into power. The legacy of his mentor and the lessons of resilience he carried were now on full display, a living narrative that underscored the importance of standing up for oneself, not through vengeance, but through the quiet affirmation of one's own worth. The impact of that fateful day in the cafeteria rippled far beyond the immediate confrontation. It challenged the long-held belief among many students that power was derived solely from fear and dominance. Instead, Michael's calm and resolute defiance offered a new paradigm, one where strength was rooted in the courage to face adversity with grace and integrity. His actions inspired others to re-examine their own experiences of bullying and to recognize that there was a better way, a path that embraced empathy, resilience, and the pursuit of personal excellence. Within the ever-changing dynamics of school life, Michael's story became a living testament to the transformative power of self-respect. It served as an educational moment, not just for those who had once participated in bullying, but for the entire community. His journey highlighted that while cruelty might temporarily secure a sense of control for some, it ultimately leads to isolation and regret. In contrast, the quiet strength that comes from self-acceptance and discipline has the power to reshape relationships and redefine what it means to be truly powerful. Throughout this period of transformation, Michael's interactions with both his peers and his former tormentors evolved. Even as the initial shock of his unexpected display of skill reverberated through the school, he remained committed to his values. Every encounter became an opportunity to demonstrate that real strength was not about instilling fear. It was about fostering understanding and respect, even in the face of hostility. The story unfolding in those hallways was one of personal growth, a journey from silence to assertion, from enduring humiliation to embracing a life of empowerment. In the days that followed, Michael's presence in the school became a subtle but unmistakable force. His calm demeanor and unwavering focus were not signs of a hardened heart, but rather indicators of a person who had found a deeper sense of purpose. His ability to rise above the negativity, to transform moments of pain into stepping stones toward personal growth, spoke volumes about the true nature of resilience. The transformation was not marked by grand gestures or public declarations, but by the quiet, persistent effort to live by the values he held dear. A commitment to honor, respect, and the unyielding belief that everyone deserves to be seen for who they truly are. Every step of Michael's journey was a reminder that while the scars of the past might remain, they do not define the future. The lessons learned through adversity, whether on the stage of a talent show or in the charged atmosphere of a school cafeteria, were now etched into his character. Michael's story was one of evolution, a gradual but profound shift from a state of quiet suffering to one of empowered resilience. His legacy was already beginning to take shape, not in the form of fleeting triumphs, but as a lasting testament to the transformative power of self-respect and inner strength. In the days and weeks that followed, the halls of the school bore witness to a quiet revolution. Michael's transformation from the timid, overlooked student to a young man of quiet strength had set off a ripple effect that slowly began to change the culture of the school. Former bullies, once so confident in their power, now found themselves grappling with the consequences of their cruelty. Conversations that were once laced with sneers and judgment transformed into murmurs of introspection and regret. The lesson was unmistakable. True power lies in respect, in courage, and in the willingness to stand up, not with violence, but with the strength of character and resolve. Michael continued to walk the halls with the same calm assurance that had earned him the respect of his peers. His story became a beacon of hope and a call to every student who had ever felt diminished by the cruelty of others. It was a reminder that while the scars of the past might not vanish completely, they can be transformed into symbols of resilience and determination. His quiet defiance spoke volumes, that every individual, no matter how small or overlooked, has the power to change their destiny and inspire others to do the same. As whispers in the corridors shifted from mockery to admiration, a new spirit of unity and understanding began to emerge among the students. Teachers, who had once merely observed the chaos of bullying, now saw the opportunity for growth and transformation in every challenge. Michael's journey resonated as a powerful narrative of self-acceptance, of reclaiming one's dignity, and of embracing the potential for positive change, even in the face of relentless adversity. Today, Michael's legacy is not measured by a single act of defiance or a momentary display of physical skill, but by the enduring lesson that kindness, when paired with inner strength, can redefine the boundaries of what is possible. His story is a living testimony to the idea that every challenge can be overcome when one refuses to be defined by the negativity of others. In his eyes, each setback was a stepping stone, and every act of courage was a quiet call for justice, inspiring even those who had once been silent witnesses to the power of change. If Michael's journey has touched your heart or sparked a thought about your own battles, we invite you to join the conversation. Like this video if you believe in the transformative power of resilience. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your story could be the spark that inspires someone else to find their strength. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Acts of Kindness Stories New as we work together to reach 10,000 subscribers, so we can continue to spread these messages of hope, respect, and positive transformation. Every like, every share, and every comment not only honors Michael's story but also helps light the way for others seeking their own path from hardship to hope. Thank you for being a part of this community, where every act of kindness creates a ripple that reaches far beyond what we can see. Let's continue to build a future defined by courage, empathy, and the unwavering belief that together, we can overcome even the darkest of times.